Alrighty, welcome back. We are just discussing remits which have been put forward by members of LGNZ, other councils across the country, and we get to vote on them with our votes at the AGM in July. So we just need to discuss these so we're all on the same page in regard to those that are voting. Myself, Councillor Jackson and Councillor Oliver attending conference, and we'll be voting on your behalf. So first one is security systems payment. So the remit is that LGNZ advocates for security system payments to be included as an allowance under the local government members' determination, in line with those afforded to members of Parliament. So I'm assuming that you've sort of read through this, and I'll just take the preferred position as agreeing with the remit, unless anyone sort of wants to speak against that or discuss any aspect of it.
Do you feel you need that sort of protection?
Do I personally?
Yeah. Shall we ask you after the election?
No. I think there's been a lot of change toward elected members, and this will be part of that. And I think, just think of the wider New Zealand as opposed to just locally. We're probably pretty lucky here, but there's some challenging things happening across the country.
I'm supportive of this, but it feels like it's a free-for-all. Are there any caveats to who's eligible and who's not? Like, are we just going to pay for Councillor Booth to have a security system at his house because he feels like it? Or do you actually have to have some concerns and be able to justify the payment? That would be my only thing.
Yeah, I think you'd have to have a process, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have cameras. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so generally comfortable? Don't think we've, yep, so we probably don't have to, and there again, these are only remits and they need to go through. So 2, improving joint management agreement. So this is something that sits under the RMA as currently, obviously, significant changes. The chance of this surviving the RMA, I think, are pretty, yeah, very, very minimal. The likes of ECAN have a joint management agreement. You might be able to speak to the name, but with Ngāi Tahu. There's one example of where they believe it works well. Yeah, do we want them? It's a bit of a neither here nor there. We could just, you could have a hey? Yeah, yeah. You don't? No, that's all right. I know a little bit about it, but I'm happy to, yeah. You're happy for us to make a decision on the day. It's not going to be the end of the world. Conflict on this one for me, but alcohol licensing fees, advocates for the government to update the Sale of Liquor Act, 100%.
100% support this one.
Yeah, cool. So yes, yeah. 4, aligning public and school bus services.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, school. So that's a yes. 5 is review of local government arrangements to achieve better balance. This is an interesting one. So LGNZ works with the government and councils to review current local government arrangements, including the functions and structure of local government, to achieve a better balance between the need to efficiently and effectively deliver services and infrastructure while enabling democratic decision-making, etc. In essence, that's, you know, it is very broad. Yeah. Change. Which, I mean, as far as the conversation, I'm pretty open to.
This doesn't all just tie in with what they're looking at in a larger sense, you know, the unitary thing in neighbouring councils and This doesn't potentially just support what they're thinking in that space, does it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, this is
Or-
interesting. It's come from Tauranga City Council.
Yeah, and it's them that's really
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
hard at this, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. So, neither here nor there. Happy to support or read the room or read the room. Yeah. Council. Yeah. Okay. And then the other one was just a separate note, which was there was a paper. Was that just for background, Stephen, that rates capping paper? Yeah. So, so this is around updating members of the government's approach to rates capping and seek agreement on LGNZ's direction of travel. And yeah. Yeah, as part of the AGM, yeah. Well, I think it's supporting the general direction of travel. So currently, I think they're advocating for no rates capping for a variety of reasons. I think the problem that... oh, no, that's it. I mean, it's interesting. There's quite a campaign with Taxpayers Union at the moment. But if we were status quo with water and had rates capping, well, then what do you do with infrastructure? Most of our rates are infrastructure, so interesting challenge. So based on that, general support?
I do generally support it. What I was disappointed in LGNZ about was the conference we went to in Wellington. They had two presenters against rate capping, and I was a bit disappointed they didn't have anyone present on how it can work effectively. So I feel they're a little bit one-sided in this argument, but I support the direction of travel.
No, that's it. And I mean, there again, if we broke it down per across all sectors of our business, then some would have high and some would have low. So you could probably apply rates capping across some, but the infrastructure, what we had high infrastructure requirements, maybe it's a different, I don't know. So yeah, it's not a no, it's a do more work on it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, well that's it, team, well done. 10 minutes, closing off, so we'll let you know how they go. I'm sure we'll text you on the day because I know you'll all be quite excited. Around the feed, but thanks everyone, that's us for the day. Good round of meetings and workshops. Thank you, signing off. Cheers.
It's a good day.
Thanks, guys.